it seems like it's getting more and more expensive to run paid campaigns appropriately. Some of the leads we end up acquiring from paid are very transactional and not this sort of relationship based time or value. There's no real value exchange outside of that click, or at least that's been a little bit of my experience. What's your take on paid in general? Is it a dying art? Is there still use for paid, or how can companies kind of really rationalize it?
The problem is not the channel, it's how it's being used.
Mm,
Very clear and very easy. Like if you
yeah.
want to use Google Ads and spend $37 a click to collect an email address from someone that doesn't want to buy, is typically a spam bot, and like that's what a lot of companies do because of how they use Google Ads. No wonder you don't think the channel works, right? If you want to use LinkedIn to collect an email address for $157 to sign up for your live event when you could have easily sourced that email address for 51 cents on a contact database, like no wonder you think that the thing doesn't work, right? The key is that companies continue to use paid media regardless of the channel as a way to collect contact information because that strategy developed at the time when there weren't contact databases. So if you can
Right.
believe, why would people do this, right? In 2013, ZoomInfo wasn't available. Cognism, all the database, Rocket Read, all the databases weren't available. So you needed, and sales didn't have anyone to call unless marketing gave them an email address. So marketing's job was to go and try and get an email address, someone to
Yes.
download their ebook, to go to the conference, and they would give away an iPad at the booth so that you could get their email address and phone number so that sales could have people to call.
Mhm.
And for whatever reason, companies still do that today. It's like your sales team can go into a database and pay 51 cents and get that same thing. Why does marketing need to do this anymore? Or you even better
Yeah.
yet, you could buy some level of intent data, tune it to your business, and then use that for outbound, which is going to work better than a cold database, and it's definitely going to work better than a marketing MQL.
Yeah.
And so it's just the way that companies use paid today makes no sense.
Hmm.
There's no really other way to say it than that to me. And if anyone looked, and the reason why you asked the question, I know, is because companies will go in there and maybe if they're smart, they'll scrutinize the expense and they'll see we spent $500,000 in Google ads last year.
Right.
We generated $500,000, but 90% of it was branded.
Yes.
So
Brand
we have a
terms.
one-to-one payback. But if you look at unbranded search, we're way underwater. And
Hmm.
that's a generous example that I just gave. And so what companies need to think about when they think about paid media moving forward is number one, divide the channel. Are we trying to capture demand because there's clear intent to buy? Or are we trying to create demand because we're in an awareness channel where buyers are not demonstrating intent, but we know that they're there? And so if you make that split, then you would change how you fundamentally measure Google Ads, and how you execute it. No top of funnel, no mid funnel to get someone into an ebook for gated stuff. You would literally just focus on somebody that searches for your category or your brand only. On the
Yeah.
create demand side, this is the place where I am the most fascinated because there's such a tremendous amount of upside, but because of the way companies think and the way companies measure, they never take advantage of this, which is that like if you're selling to revenue leaders, they use they're logging to LinkedIn 5 times a day. And like they are consuming information from me, from you, from a
Hmm.
bunch of other
Hmm.
people in organic content. And so what if like I'll just tell you what we do. We do this
Yeah.
right now. I produce content for organic, we distribute it, it continues to work, and then we take the best performing posts that I have and we take it and we run paid against our top 1,000 target accounts.
Interesting.
So we take a thing that says how you transition from lead gen to demand gen that already has 1,500 engagements and comments on it with tons of stuff. And then we most likely the people that saw that post were, not all the 1,000 accounts and all the decision makers in those accounts saw that post. Only 100,000 people saw it. So I can go and take that, pull it out, and then deliver it exactly to who I want for a small overall price, probably like 5 cents per person, and make a huge impact, right? And then if you are posting content over and over, you can basically create an entirely new stream where I'm guaranteeing delivery of content to every single one of the people that I care about. And you can do that in a micro, top 1,000 accounts, or you can do that in a macro and use like Facebook, Instagram ads to target market to 1 million B2B companies. If you sell a wide product like a project management tool or something like that. and you can use it to just properly distribute your message. But the key thing is that the goal is to deliver information to people, not to get their email address. And that's where
Right.
companies go wrong. And so if you rethink that completely, like, you're not trying to get someone on your website to download a PDF, right? You're not measuring the success of it that way. It changes what you create it, how you measure it, and things like that. And so just understanding that when a customer logs into LinkedIn, they're not logging in there to go and look for your product.
Right.
They're trying to
Right.
figure out, how do I integrate my message into what they're already trying to do? And then you can repeat that for Twitter, LinkedIn,
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, podcast. Like, if you want to use paid on podcasts, I think that's a great buy. There's so many ways to integrate it in to communicate a message rather than collect a lead.